Hello Rage Mage fans, players, guys. So magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. And then again, shout out to all my supporters out there. There's actually a lot of you guys. So again, let me just pull up my notes here. So again, shout out to Lazy Guild and then the Ally Guild. All right. To all my friends, Lazy Game, shout out to you. And my guildmates Raven, Jamie, call us, what it calls, Astimads, and Jello. All right. So today's topic, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the topic. Okay. So there's a little bit of again in Discord, I believe. I'm not sure I saw this in Discord, but I just thought about it and you know the famous build, and there's a little bit of discussion which is actually better. Is it Overpower or Base Mojo, and which part or which area this let's say skills or stats would be most effective. Okay, so let's deep dive into it. So basically, if you say like a Mojo build, that definitely means Mojo. So that's actually attack speed. If you're gonna go ahead and check here on the stats, so Mojo players with higher Mojo will attack first. So meaning to say it is attack speed, right? And Mojo percentage increase Mojo by certain percentage, and then also there is also, hold on, the base Mojo and Overpower, right? The base Mojo and Overpower reduce a certain percentage of opponent's Mojo. Overpower increase your own Mojo. So basically, this kind of, guys, please understand this, because this is basically where you will get the idea of which is best to use. Is it the base Mojo or the Overpower? So that's gonna be our topic today. So which is better, Overpower or the base Mojo? All right. Now, my thought about that, again, I'm not 100%, but this is what I actually, what I know, right? And I've done a little research on this, so I've done my research. So basically, this is how it goes. Let me explain this. Okay, so you're the Debase Mojo by reading at the stats. Okay, let's go back. So Debase Mojo, let me just my mouse. It's okay. There we go. So the base Mojo reduced a certain percentage of opponent's Mojo. So it's your opponent's Mojo that's gonna be reduced. Overpower increase your own Mojo value. Okay. So meaning to say, if the person you're against with or your opponent has a higher Mojo than you, then basically what you need, what the best for you to get over from this two is basically the base Mojo. Why? Because say for example your Mojo is small, like your Mojo is let's say 10,000s behind, or less than your opponent, right? If you're gonna multiply that, then basically the multiply the base actually, the higher the base, okay, the higher the output when you multiplied it by something, right? Say for example 10, you multiplied it by 50%, so basically that's 5, right? Now if you multiply like 20, multiplied by the let's say plus 50%, and that's gonna be 10, right? So that's the logic there, right? Overpower, it's best to use if you're up against someone who has lesser Mojo than you. Get it? So Overpower is again best to use if you're against someone who has lesser Mojo than you, right? What if you're against up against higher Mojo than you? Then basically it's the base Mojo. because it's his mojo, okay, will be deducted by a certain amount, a percentage, certain percentage. Okay, the higher his mojo, the higher the penalty of this debuff, right? You get it? So if you're up against an opponent who has higher mojo, then basically go for the base, right? If your higher mojo is higher than your opponent, then go for overpower. Now, where is this actually aside from the PvP or duel? Okay, you can also use this in dungeon, right? In bosses, because bosses definitely has way higher mojo, so it's best for you to use the debase mojo, right? This is 62,000, and this one too. So 60,000, 75,000. So remember that 50% of this, okay, is way higher than the 50% of this, right? Because if you're gonna overpower, which just is basically your mojo, right? So if you're gonna use overpower, then it will be based on your mojo, which is probably less, right? But if your mojo is, let's say, 100k, then go for overpower instead of the base, right? But I think the base is actually good if you're not a guy like Perseus or whoever's the top player out there, right? So it's best to use the base if you're gonna go mojo to mojo against them. All right. So that's basically it. And the build for mojo is simply just overpower and the base mojo, right? And again, now I'm actually banking on the base mojo. So basically that's it. And of course you're gonna pair it up here, and of course in runes in tier 8 there is actually one mojo which I think it's gonna help here, and you can also pick from the tier 7, which is either Flag or Pluton. I haven't unlocked this yet, so this is actually the best for bosses, and this is best for PvP, for defense, right? This is this one. So defense really. But it's up to you. If you're gonna go full damage, then go full damage. And if you want to pair it up with like a pet here, pet, because the best pet actually is the flying one. 357, 357. So you can always go with this pet. But of course, if it's a duel, then you might want to go with this guy, right? So it blocks a chance to block attack, or to block attack. So, yep. Actually, I would rather just go for this, this Phoenix here rather than this Griffon. Perseus, I believe Perseus uses the Griffon. So imagine, Perseus is my friend, so imagine his, where is he? So just imagine his pet here, 16,000, and then his mojo plus additional 2,000 mojo. Look at this mojo here, 91,000. Wow, that was a lot. It was just 85,000 back then. But what's going on right now? Okay, so he's using the base. All right, the base mojo. Wow, this precious guy. Counter combo, the base mojo. Why is he using the base if your mojo is higher than your opponent, right? I don't know. But yeah, you could have used overpower, because technically you probably in Asia server you probably has the most mojo, right? I'm not sure Geo or Sufri if they can keep up with you. But that's again about the mojo build. If you have any question, feel free to ask. So basically, the runes, the normal runes and the special runes is where you need to bank on to get additional mojo. And also your pet, the skills of the pet, you can also get mojo on that, right? Where else? Here in seal, right? In wings, right? In feathers. But those The runes is where you can get the chunk of mojo, and of course the pet. You know, you gotta use the right pet, but it's kind of hard. And this is based on luck. So, but then again, if you want to go with mojo, I would suggest going here. So I regret selling this, but it's okay. I can find this guy anyway, and I'm not only for just really pure duo, right? Okay, so if you have good questions, feel free to comment below. In the next video, I'm gonna announce the word of the day, so watch out. All right, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified. All right, that's it for Mojo Build, guys. Thank you so much. This is Sly once again. Peace out.